Welcome back, everyone. It's Lala, and I'm here with a new planner for 2026. And the videos are coming out by other YouTubers on this product, which is I might be pronouncing this incorrectly, but Citrine planner. And this is from the Me and My Big Ideas Happy Planner company. So, I'm going to show you what I got and explain a few details. So here I have the disc planner. This is in the small size, which would be complementary or similar to A5. And they also have a spiral bound in the small size. And as I guess it's like a double spiral. And they also have these in classic size in both the disc system and disc bound and as in the spiral. They also have the accessory kit, and I got it for the actual disc small size. So let's get into this part here. So I am a disc planner user, and so I felt like this was a good option. They have various covers, and I chose this one, and this is like a rose gold design or blush, pink blush. It has 2026. This is a hard cover. Feels kind of, I don't know how to explain how it feels. Not suede, although it kind of looks like it could be suede type of texture. But it is plastic. And so what I like about it, it has a snap closure, and that is in the rose gold. And then here is the back. And I just kind of like this kind of modern type of design. Really nice. And it has rolled gold discs. These are plastic, and I am not really a plastic disc person. So I plan to switch over to probably my Circa Lavender discs. And these are rose gold, and these are their like metal ones. Oops, and these are really nice. And the reason why I like to switch over to metal discs is because the paper slides over the disc a lot smoother than plastic. I have some other ones. I was trying to figure out where the rest of my rose gold in this smaller disc, slightly smaller disc is, but I have not found it. And you can see that the lavender one is more metallic, and this one is a more matte and different shade of rose gold. So yeah, and I believe these are going to be similar to probably the same size that's already on here. But you can see there is a difference in size. But yeah, if I can find, I think I still will switch to these because they are larger, and I plan to add more paper onto the disc, which is the great thing about disc system compared to spiral systems, is you can easily customize your planner. So I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see the paper band on it. And this says professional layout. And you can see here it says small, January through December. And it says weekly and monthly planner, and it's like a one-page dashboard type of layout, and one-page monthly. It is a Monday start, which is perfect because I'm a Monday start type of person. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to take the band off, and so we can see what this comes with. And I have looked through this and the accessory kit. I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, but the cover is really nice. We have a secretarial pocket here, which I love secretarial pockets. And we have a big wide pocket here for accessories. It comes with a sticker sheet. And here's where, you know, I can show you how we love disc systems, because you can easily take off pages like that. And this has a mushroom punch. And you can see some of the stickers here. Kind of hard because of my lighting, but we got meeting stickers, priority, appointments. We have some flags, and then we have some other stickers, important, deadline, errands, so forth, and then some icon stickers. Okay, and then I'll pop that back on there like that. And so let me also say that these are exclusive through Office Max and Office Depot. And so yesterday, before going to work, I placed the order before I left my house online, and then I picked up my order. They brought it out to me. And so if I had went into the store, I could have been more selective to make sure pages weren't wonky, because mine does have a little crease here, but you know, whatever. So here's the cover sheet. And then you can put your information here. This is the amount of pages that it comes with. Here's the back of the cover. There is an elastic pin loop, which is great. My main pins I tend to have with me, they're going to be like my brown Sarasa 0.5 clip pin, or this Pilot V-Ball 0.5. This is pure liquid ink, and both of those are going to fit fine. This one, because it has this rubber on it, might be a little challenging, but it will fit fine. And because it's elastic, it may fit your bigger pins if you have bigger pins. Okay. And so this is where I say, you know, having, like if I had my metal disc on here, that cover would slide over better, but it's, I mean, it's not bad. All right. So we have that cover sheet here, and then you have your 2026 calendar at a glance here. All the months are on one page, so it's pretty much just following that same thing. And let me just go a little closer for you guys. So you have January through December here, and then you have 2027 on this side. There is some dotted lines, and so you can, you know, handwrite any specific information that you want on both sides. And then I have some little notes I want to make sure I pointed out. So starting with this side, so we have the 2026 holiday and dates. So we have all the holidays going down the side here, and then the actual date on that side. And then there's some dotted lines over here, so you can put some extras, maybe birth dates or whatever you want. What stood out to me, which I was really happy to see, is that Columbus Day is removed, and instead we do have Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you, Happy Planner, for doing that. Because my employer, they give us the holiday for Indigenous Peoples Day. So I like seeing that. So that's a win. And then this does not come with the planner. This is from my junior size disc supplies. This page marker is from Levenger. And you can see it says Levenger here on the bottom. And so I wanted to show you that because this size, the small size, which is 8 discs, this page finder works perfectly. It has 2 holes on the top and 2 holes on the bottom, and it works perfectly on these discs for these 8 punches. And then over here, we have our first monthly, and this is going to be October. So you do get October 2025 through December 2025. There's no weekly pages, but you do get the monthlies. And you have the holidays listed down here with the dates. You get the next 2 months right here at a glance, which is nice. This size for the boxes work fine for me. It's a blank boxes, so there's no lines, there's no grid of any kind. But if you find that maybe the boxes are too small for your handwriting, you can always do color coding and then color code down here. You make 2 rows to give you space to, or make a line here to have 2 rows or 2 columns to accommodate if you have a lot that you need to put in here. I wanted to show that I have this, what are these called? These are called those frame stickers, and here's a sheet of frame stickers from Hobonichi. And I wanted to show how they fit nicely in here. See that? Fits really nicely in the box by turning it this direction. Okay, so a little extra that might not be in other people's videos. You're welcome. All right. Okay, and so we have the rest of this year. And this paper is pretty thick. It's a really nice quality paper. And then we get into goals. And so you have on each page, you have enough for 3 goals. So you can do, it says annual goals. So you have 3 over here. And it says quarterly milestones. You have some dotted lines. And then you have action items. And so you have 1, 2, 3 goals. 3 over here. And so you start off with enough space for 6 different goals for your annual. Then you have, the next page is going to be quarterly priorities and projects. And so we have priorities, we have project, due date, action items. And then again, priority, due dates, action items. So you got on one page, 1, 2, 3, 5. And then over here, you have a to-do list, which is nice. And it's in the kind of like a quadrant layout. You have, I love boxes instead of circles. So this was another win for me. You have urgent, to-dos, to schedule, low priority, and follow-up. That's really nice. I haven't seen a layout like that. And then you get into January 2026. So, you know, with these core, you can wait until next year to use these pages if you want, or you can just start now to use some of these pages since it's not dated for any period or any day. So, or any month. So you can go ahead and use these at any time. You can use these kind of prep for next year. And then, like I said, you go into January, you can see that it is Monday start. The weekends are shaded. You have space here to add any important information that you need to with holidays. We have New Year's Day on here, January 1. And then we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 19th. We have February and March calendar glances here. And then we have, which this is really cool, we have our tab here. This, what are they calling it? They're calling these half sheets here. Well, they're not really half. They're a little larger than half of the page. But those are monthly, okay, pages and 3, okay, 12, okay, 12 tab to-do list cards. Okay, so these are monthly tabbed to-do list cards. So, and again, they're on the punch for your disc. So you have for 3 items here for goals and priorities, boxes here with the dotted lines for to-dos, and then for habit trackers are here. Now, the only thing, you know, you may, if you decide to get this planner, you might have more than 3 habits. So you might want to add a different insert or tracker. Like I have a couple of different versions of cloth and paper tracker sticky sheets. You know, they look like card size. So yeah, I definitely will be using something else for trackers, but this is nice if you only have 3 things. And then on the opposite side, you have space for plenty of notes, brain dumps, however you want to use it. So this is how you're going to be able to get to your months. And you can see that the first 3, you can see those easily, January, February, March, but they're all here through December. So there's none for this year's monthlies, those 3 bonus months, but you do have them for January, starting January. And then the next page is going to be for more notes. So that's nice. You get another full page of notes. And then we get into the week on a page. And so, like I said, this is kind of like a dashboard type of layout, but minus a couple of differences than the regular dashboard because it's laid out on 2 pages. So this is a week on a page, and it starts here with your Monday. And because the first week of January is going to start with the last week of December, so we do have December 29th on here, and 30th and 31st. So it's going to go here, and yeah, from left to right. Okay, and then we have February and March, so you can take a look at the calendar if you need to reference it. And we have a quote, and the boxes look pretty equal in size to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So equal size boxes. And then on the opposite side, we have a notes box because we don't have this calendar at a glance here. It's not needed, so that's good that it's not repeated on the very next page. So you have some space for some notes, and then your Monday is going to start over here on this side, and then it goes down. This box on this side is going to look a little shorter to me, but it's only because it's accommodating for the punch over here. So I think they're still the equal page, equal size width. And then we have the next week of January. And let's see, are the quotes different? Yes, and you're going to get a different quote. And then we have the last week of January, which is then going to roll over into your February. And then we have a notes page. And then we have February on the opposite side. So this is good too, at least so far that we've seen, is that if you wanted to add a different type of insert here, you could. And then go into your February. All right, and then we can see the holidays, and again, and then we have that tabbed to do, notes, And then that first full week of February. So we're going to have a rinse and repeat. Let's just go to the very end of February and see how the layout is. And so here's the end of February, which is going to go into March, because March starts with Sunday and February is only 28 days. Okay, so Sunday is March 1st. It's going to be here. And then here we have 2 note pages. And then March. And then because of how the March layout is 5 rows, I always like if planners had 6 rows so that none of the days had to share a box, but it's fine. It's not that big a deal, but we do have some shared boxes to get through the whole month of March. And we have line space here, and we have our daylight savings time begin. So this is great. It's right there on your calendar. You don't have to use any extra stickers for your holidays. For my like Japanese planners, I always have to buy a set of holiday transparent stickers from an Etsy shop. But see, with this one, you don't have to do that. And then we got a divider and the notes. Okay, and let's just go. So the end of March here. And we have 2 pages of notes in between. And then we get into, so that would be the end of quarter 1. And then we have a quarterly priorities and projects. So you have enough space for 5 projects, priorities, and you have another one of those to-do lists. Okay. And then April, my birthday month. And let's see, my birthday is going to be on a Tuesday this year. And notes. And let's see how it ends. We have a notes page here to end April, going into May and May. So yeah, this is really nice. I love this minimalistic look. So if you like to decorate your planner pages, you're going to like this type of minimalist look. And they call this look the professional layout. The font is a really nice font. Nothing fussy, no like script font, really clean layout. Okay, and so let's get to the very end of this and see if we have any extra pages. So here's December of 2026. December. And then here's the end of December going to the first week of January 2027. Okay. And then we have a notes page that is double-sided. And then we have a year in review. And you can put your wins, your opportunities, goals. And this would be for the year ahead. So you can put down some goals for the new year and key dates. Let me just bring it closer so you guys can see that. Again, all the lines are the dotted lines. So this is nice. As you're going through the year, you can just flip back here and, you know, say there's key dates that are coming up for the new year. You can put them here, but you also have up front where you had the 2027 layout, where you can put events and things there as well, or deadlines or travel dates. And then you have time zone map, and we'll flip it this way. And look at here, see, because it's on disk, I can just flip the whole thing in half. But here we have our time zone map. And this is nice because I have family that are in other parts of the U.S., and sometimes I forget, you know, I have, you know, 2 of my kids are on the east side in Georgia, and then I have one, you know, and my mother, and I'm constantly traveling throughout the year back to Texas, and I'm here on the West Coast. So sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to call my daughter. It's 9 o'clock my time. And yeah, she is, yeah, this isn't a good time to call her. All right. So that is the 2027 disc layout for the small size for the Citrine planner. And again, I might be pronouncing this wrong. Citrine. So here is the planner. Move that over to the side, and then I have the accessories pack. And let me just go out just a little bit. And so here we have the accessory pack. This says accessory essentials accessory pack. If you decide to get this planner, make sure you are getting the right pack, because again, they have 2 different sizes and 2 different types of binding. Let's say it that way, or I don't know. You got your disc, and then you have the spiral. Okay. So I made sure I ordered the one for small, and it says customizable disc bound. Okay. Please make sure you check that. And then they even have this little icon and helpful reminder here. Works with Citrine customizable disc bound planners. Okay. And again, check your size. All right. So this says it includes 1 pen holder with elastic band, 40 note pages, 6 tab to-do list cards, 1 plastic page protector, 3 plastic dividers, 1 plastic envelope, and 1 sticker sheet. Works with products featuring the Citrine customizable disc bound system. So again, this is a different size. It's going to be more of like A5 size, not Happy Planner Mini. Let's see. I believe I have a mini here so I can show you the size difference. Let me just take an actual page out of the mini. So I have that dashboard layout. And so you can see let's just turn to the dashboard. There is a significant difference in that page size. Okay, so check to make sure you're getting the right size that works best for you. And you can see that here's this dashboard layout, and this is good for the mini. It's going to be a dashboard layout on 2 pages. Again, let's let you guys see what the difference is for the one I have. And this is a December page. We have priorities, important, and this is a dot grid here, blank for looking ahead, and we have regular grid here, notes, and then we have the actual week on this side. Okay. All right. So that is a significant difference in the size. So that might work for you. Maybe you would like to use the dashboard layout, but maybe the mini size has been too small, and maybe the classic size is too big for you. All right, let me move that out of my way. Whoops. Whoopsie. Anyway, all right, so moving right along. Let's look at the accessories. And then the back of the box looks like this, which looks really nice. Shows you the accessories. And all right, so we have that elastic pen holder, and again, here's my 2 favorite pens, and I can fit both in there. If you have a big chunky pen, you might only be able to fit the one in here, and then you would, you could put it on this. Like that. For extra pins. Otherwise, your cover does come with 1 elastic pin loop. All right. So here's your pen holder, and it's a basic one. I've had this type of pen holder in from other companies, and it does have the company name on the back. All right. Then next we have, this has the band on it. Let's see if we can get this off quickly. And we have stickers, and this might be a little hard to see. How about like that? All right. And this is gold stickers. So we have some actual labeled stickers up here, and then we have icons. Okay. And then we have those to-do lists, and this is like the tabbed to-do list cards that have where they're tabbed with the monthly listed on the top. And these are blank on the top for the tab. And then we have to-do list and a bunch of boxes going down. And then the opposite side is for notes. Okay, so you get, 6 of these? So enough for half of the year. And this is nice too because these aren't dated. You can use this in the Citrine planner and move it from week to week if you need to. Maybe you have a running to-do list or items that, you just don't know where or when you're going to do them. So you just have it on here and you can move it from week to week. And because, again, it's not dated, if you need to move it even to the following month, you can. So that's really nice. All right. And then we have, and I won't take, well, I'm going to have to. Let's take this band off. All right. Then we have the, 40 pages of lined, I believe. 40 pages, yes, of note pages. And again, dotted lines. And just as notes and double-sided. So 40, that's a lot for additional notes because the planner comes with some note pages in between your months. Okay, so that's nice. And then we have, this is the plastic envelope. So if you have some, stationery that you need to, you want to carry in your planner, you can do that. So I definitely will be using this. And then you have 3 dividers. 3 tab dividers, kind of hard to see, like there. 3, so you can label these however you want, so that's nice. And you know how sometimes when you buy sets of dividers for your planners and they might have the film on them, and so that I don't see any film that you have to remove. So you don't have to fuss with that. Because sometimes that film is hard to take off, right? Yeah, or maybe that's just me. No, it is. And the only thing I have not found to my liking is then the, let's see, this is called the this one-page plastic page protector. Okay, so the idea of this is great. However, it is significantly wider than the pages. And if you can see, look at that difference. Line up the punches. Look at that. So that is going to, and if you want to see how that's going to look, I've shown you everything, how this is going to look in the planner. And you can decide if, out of all the products that I think are good in the accessory pack, if this is something that you feel you're going to be able to use. And so I'm going to open this up. Let's just, and so I put it on here. I love doing that. And look how much further it's sticking past the cover. Look at that. And then I close it. See that? So I'm not sure what the reasoning for this is. If you know, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. But the way that it is, I won't be using this. At least not in this size. Okay, it may work, and then again it may not. But let's see, I believe this is half letter size disc planner. Like that cover? Like these discs? Those are Levenger. This almost works a little bit better for half letter, maybe. It's a little short. Even for the half letter, it's a bit long. So if I were to use this in my half letter, it would probably be in the back, the very back. But anyway, but yeah. Okay. All right, so yeah, so here's everything I got, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using this. Now, I've been using my my sterling ink, and I'm still going to use my sterling ink, but I went ahead because I absolutely love DIYFish inserts, and my favorite version is going to be listed in the notes below because I didn't write it down and I don't remember. But I went ahead and I purchased today, and then I had printed through Staples, and then I went ahead and brought them home and cut, and I had to adjust the sizing, at least the cut a little bit, to make for the right measurement. Okay, but I ordered the A5 size in the DIYFish inserts. And so, and I've set up all of November for the fold out for the monthly chart. And then you have on the opposite side the calendar on one page. And then you have space for additional notes or lists. And then each week has the tracker here that is a fold out or a tip in if you're using a traveler's notebook type of system for your inserts. But you open it out, what I like about it is because it has the timed week. And because I'm a mental health therapist and my schedule or my work week is all about appointments, I can put my client appointments on here. And then I have, my dailies. So I have prepped, this is the rest of this week, which is just Saturday, Sunday for November 1 and 2. And I have prepped these for the month, so they'll go in, and I kind of oopsied when I was trying to cut and trying to trim a little more and whatever, so that's why we got washi tape. So I have everything set up, to go in for November, and I just prepped the dailies for 2 weeks, well, counting today and tomorrow, and then the next 2 weeks, and then just the weekly fold out for the rest of the month, and then I'll prep the dailies as we get closer to those weeks, just to keep the planner from being so thick. And then I just prepped the December fold out, and I put some holiday washi on there on the edge to reinforce because this was the legal size paper from Staples. Or no, it's not legal. Yes, it is legal. It was legal size paper, but it was like, what is that, 20 something pound instead of the 32 like the dailies, whatever. So it reinforces, and then punched, and I did that for the November. And so what I'm going to do is, let me move this out of the way, is I'm going to be able to go ahead and start using this planner. And I'm probably going to just go ahead and take these 2 pages out, maybe, or I might just keep it in there, but I definitely don't need this page. But I'm going to end up taking everything off because I'm going to switch discs. But then I can just put my inserts on here. See that? And I love this. So how this works is I can, and I've shown these inserts, this version of inserts before. So I'm not going to be able to show, you're not going to be able to see everything on one swoop because of the camera. But this is why I love this version. Is I have, my tracker here, and I can fold it out. I can take it off as well if it's easier for me to take it off and, go ahead and write whatever. But I can have my monthly in front of my face. I can have my tracker here, and then I open it up, and then I can have my week appointments in my face as well while I'm looking at my dailies. Look at that. And then I have space here for more lists and notes. And so, yeah, so I can see my month, I can see my day, I can see my week, I can flip, just see my my weekly tracker. Look at that. Flip, and I can just take care of my full tracker. So yeah. And that is what I plan to do. Let's see. And I can just pop them in. It doesn't take long to put those in there. And then I'm ready for the next week. Again, I can open this up. Got my month, and then I got the next week here in front of my face. I got my 2 daily pages, and there's a timeline. You can't really see it in this from this distance, but I have a timeline here. I can divide this page however I want, but it's pretty clean. And the timeline isn't really dark, so I can ignore it if I wanted to, use this for journaling. But I can still see everything on my desk when I'm at work. Easily see what I got going on for clients, where I have openings and meetings, and still work on my dailies and on my month. And I love these from DIYFish. And the other thing is I can, use this to use as a kind of file system, because I just tuck my weeklies and my dailies into my weekly sheets, and I can remove them as needed and just keep the weeks that I want with me. But yeah, it works like a little file system. See, and I have everything together. Right. So yeah, I just put the rest in, and good. And so that's what I'm planning to use for November and December is my DIYFish in these, and I'll still use my Sterling Ink Commonplace or Common Planner. And again, you can use, if you have a classic size rulers. I think I put a second one in here maybe. maybe I didn't. I have another one I can use and put in here. And I can move that around. And yeah, so there we go. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. The Citrine planner and accessories. I like what I see. I hope that the company adds more things for more accessories, maybe more, maybe some individual just paper packs, so you don't have to get the whole accessory kit and you can just get paper packs in the size for the small, aka A5 size, because that would be nice if you need more paper and you don't need all the rest of the stuff. I wanted to show you guys, here's an A5. This is one of my other favorites. And you can see that this is same width, same height. So A5. All right. And that can help you if you have other type of inserts that you want to add into this system. And again, they have different covers. All right, so I've rambled on. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for watching and coming back. Please hit the like, subscribe, add your comments. And hey, I'm going to have some more things coming up for the rest of the year. So keep coming back. Really appreciate your guys' support. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.